What's going on, Elevate family? I want to talk to you guys today about a new AI-driven analytical platform that I've been in contact with and that we hope to be partnering with in the near future, and it's called Apex E3. So this is a new platform, and again, it uses artificial intelligence to scan market systems and scan different exchanges and gathers and collects data and puts it all on one platform for a pretty much a one-stop shop to find all of the analytical data that we would normally find if we were scanning Twitter, scanning Reddit, scanning different exchanges, looking at order books. It's all bringing it into one platform. And I've played with it some, and I'm still kind of figuring it out, but it seems to be a really, really neat and interesting place to find all of your information. So again, this is a multi-asset analytical platform for retail and institutional traders, quants, researchers, and medium-sized and funds globally. So it uses ALICE, which stands for right here an automated liquidity identification classification engine. Pretty neat little name for their AI that they're calling it there. So it's hosted on an auto-scaling cloud infrastructure consisting of a large structured real-time updating informatics engine. Some of the features are here that they got some real-time level 2, level 3 order book data covering over 5,000 digital asset markets. So that's pretty much every altcoin across multiple exchanges that this platform is gathering its data from. So it's using proprietary data structures, algorithms, and architecture. Every order book update is processed and analyzed, and creating a proprietary analytics like the volume order imbalance, spread tightening indicator, and it's spoofing for whale and market detection. So like we see, big buys coming in on a certain coin, big wallet movements from one big exchange to another, big liquidations. What we all follow Whale Sniper, or not Whale Sniper, Whalebot, that shows us who's getting liquidated and how much. And it's got a couple other features. So let's kind of just dive into this and see what this thing is. Let me go back to the home page here. Okay, so let's first of all take into note that this is in beta testing phase. So of course there's going to be some bugs and quirks that need to work out, and some of their information and stuff will be developed. They got some other features that they're going to add as well towards like in mainnet phases that we'll kind of talk about towards the end there. So once you create an account here, this is the home page here. So this is a screener. Okay, so this everybody's kind of familiar with Trade Room's app that can show you different coins, price changes and volume changes over a certain amount of time. So what this does is, look, if you look over here under market right here, okay, so we have an exchange and it lists every exchange that this platform follows. So we have Bitfinex, we got Kraken, I saw Binance up there, here's Coinbase Pro, Bitstamp, and so forth. And then you have this base pair. So this is basically any altcoin on these different exchanges. And then the quote here is what it's based off of. So we're looking at, let's just say XRP here on Bitstamp Exchange, and it's off of the USD pair. So if we click up here on BTC, for example, now you'll see how it shifts. And now we got some more exchanges popping up here. So we got OKEX, and we got HitBTC and Huobi in there. And so now we're basically changing our altcoin pair off of Bitcoin now. Okay, so that's pretty neat. And we can also come over here to the right. If we look over here on the far right, where right here it says exchanges, we can also filter out any exchanges that we want to find any of this analytical data off of. So if we are if we're all Binance traders, so we can filter just Binance. So now if we look back over to the left, it'll filter out only altcoins on Binance and against that Bitcoin pair. So now it's showing us all the data across all the altcoins on Binance. So for example, we have the volume here. So this is the volume on these altcoins over the last 30 days. Okay, this is the volume over the last 24 hours. And this is the change difference between volume in the last 24 hours over that 30-day extended period. Okay, and then we have price change, 15 minute, 1 hour, 24 hour, and 7 day. And of course we can filter this as well. So we can flop that around to show our biggest losers over the last hour and our biggest gainers over the last hour, and say for a 24 hour. So we have MFT minus 11% in the last 24 hours. We can flip that around and show us our biggest gainer, Storm, up 6%. So we're already kind of seeing some of this data that is gathered just from Binance here. And then we can add in, if say we're also, we have some Huobi traders. So now we're looking at Binance and Huobi, all the altcoins on those two exchanges. And since we already had this filter to show us from the highest gainers to the lowest on those two exchanges, it's automatically going to keep that in a chronological order or numerical order in this particular example. And then of course we can change that based on different pairings. Of course, so we have Ethereum, USDT, Binance Bucks, USDC, and all that wonderful stuff. So let's just go back to, let's clear our filter here. And we want to look across all the exchanges. Oh, I saw Poloniex in there too, so we got another exchange in miss. I don't know what ZB is. Another exchange. Okay, so now we've unfiltered everything. So now it's showing us all the altcoins across multiple exchanges against the Bitcoin pairing, and of course it's still putting it in whatever order that we want to set in. So now we have this other option over here, volatility. So now what this can do is this can filter out these altcoins or coin market movements or whatever based on their volatility. Let's say, so we see here week. So we want to filter any coins that have 6% volatility over a week or more. And you see how it kind of just auto adjusted that. So we put that out, and let's say we want to look at 10% or more volatility over the last week. And you see how it just auto filters out. So it's gathering this data for us, and we're just basically telling it what we want to see. So this is useful, so we can follow trends. We can see, and look, it's even got monthly too, so we can see what's been trending over 20% volatility over the last month. So we can find what coins might be good picks to trade and what ones that we might want to stay away from. So I like that part there. Another pretty cool thing here is the RSI. So it can show us, again, we don't have any filters on our exchanges. So let me just look at Binance coins for a second here, just for this purpose. So the RSI, it can filter and show me any coins that are overbought on, I believe this is a daily time frame with an RSI at 90 or above. Okay, so there's no altcoins here that have an RSI that high. So let's see, let's pick 60. Okay, so now we filtered altcoins with an RSI at 60 or above on a daily time frame. Okay, so let's see, let's look at ICX here, for example. Let's look at just that. ICX, we're on Binance. Let's look at our daily, and we're filtering out the RSI. So we can see, okay, so there it is. Look at the tip of our RSI right there at or just slightly above 60. So that's what this is showing us. So it's going to show us any altcoin that we filter on this. That is going to show us which coins have an RSI of in that 60 range, 60 to 70. So if we were to filter that out, and let's change it to 70, we don't have any. Do we have? Well, okay, so there's no altcoins on a daily time frame with an RSI above 70, but there are some on 60. Now, vice versa, we can also look at, and this is good So if anybody is looking for trends that have some overbought RSIs and maybe looking to short, and then vice versa, we also have oversold on the same daily time frame. So we want to find something that's kind of hitting some rock bottom. So we might see some bounces on something. Let's see. Let's look at ZIL right here since my cursor is on it. So ZIL is showing that it has a daily RSI in that 30 range. And there it is at about 37. So that's showing us. So this is, again, this helps us to kind of gather and analyze data so we can spot trends and kind of filter out what coins and directions that we may want to catch a play in. So ZIL, for example, is oversold on the daily with an RSI in that 30 range. So we could look at it, for example, as a coin that we might want to buy and catch a bounce on. Okay, so that's the RSI, not overbought and not oversold. Of course, the other two options, not overbought, less than 60, not overbought, less than 50, and so forth. So that's the RSI. So then we have this other one down here. If my mouse can work, and click that off. Thank you. Is the MA price cross. Okay, so this is a moving average price cross. So let's look at 20-day cross above, for example. So what this is going to tell us is that a moving average price cross. So we want to see some price candles above this particular moving average on that daily time frame. So let's look at one here. Let's see REQ. And what filter did we have on? Price cross above. And we zoom in there. That got that wick above there, but it looks like it kind of got shot down pretty quick. So again, I don't know if this is supposed to be catching live. Oops. What we have, 20-day above. Let's pick another one here. How about power? Okay, so there's a better example. Okay, so we got a price cross just up there above that 20-day moving average. I could probably consider that below, unless I'm reading this backwards. Okay, so EVX, for example, showing a 20-day cross below. And we do have a little bit of a cross below there. Wow, that coin got murdered. What is with that dump? Okay, anyways. So this is another neat little feature for price action traders. I know there's quite a few of us that use price action crossovers. So we can use this to see, again, for trends, so we can kind of spot where we would want to pick coins for shorts or coins that we made to buy, and even confirmation, as a lot of traders will only trade a coin if there's a crossover above a certain moving average, and short it if there's also a cross below a certain moving average. So this would gather all of that data and show us what coins are above those certain filters that we're filtering out here. So again, here this is a 50-day cross above, and we're only showing 2 coins that have that crossover. So this is the home page, and this is a really, really neat feature that gathers across a wide array of exchanges, shows us a wide array of altcoins against the different pairings, shows us volumes, different levels of volumes, and different levels of price changes over different time frames, and of course our price. So if we go to analytics now, so this one's really neat, and I'm still kind of figuring this one out myself. So analytics page shows a couple different things here. So up here at the top, it shows arbitrage opportunities. There it goes, it loaded. So this shows us what coins have some arbitrage opportunities. So for example, Syscoin here, It's got like a 5 and almost 6% spread between different exchanges. So if you're an arbitrage trader, you can easily buy a coin on one exchange and sell it at that other exchange for that price difference in that spread. Okay, so we have, and then it shows largest whales across crypto market. Here we are, Project Pi. Well, I don't see there's nothing there, so it's not showing much. Tightest spreads across crypto markets. So kind of like that arbitrage there, it shows you the how tight those spreads are. So between the bids and the sales here, say for example, Ethereum Classic on Binance has a 1.9% spread. And you can see this one kind of moving here. So the bids and the sales are, so it's gathering that data and reflecting it and moving this bar here to reflect the difference in that spread. Largest bid walls across crypto markets here. Okay, so Edo, for example, has the largest bid walls. Now I'm not sure what this 40x, 20x right here number means. Same for over here. I don't remember. I'll get back to you guys on that. Okay, and you can also click on any of these and it'll show you the market information on that, which is this next tab up here. So this is kind of like a quick little cheat to that. So if we clicked on Syscoin, for example, and it takes a minute or two to load. Okay, so if we see up here, it shows us 3 exchanges that this coin is supposedly listed on, and we can filter that out. So if I want to look at Binance only, so it's going to show me the order books here. So this is what the level 2 looks like on Binance. So it's showing me the depth, and you can see that reflected over here as well. You can see where this big, well, not a big, but I mean, you can see where this larger buy wall is down here at 268. And you can see that reflected right here. Now, it's got this little pop-up box here. So that buy right there tells you how many coins are from the current price down to 268 Satoshi. So there's 734,000 coins with a sum of about just under 2 Bitcoin down to that price. And you can see that reflected here if you were to add all of these up. So it's kind of doing that math for you. Okay, same for the sale walls, and I'm not really sure what this chart up here is showing because this doesn't look like a price chart, or it may be, but because this is in beta phase, it may not just be accurately showing what that chart represents. Then you can see the volume down here. Okay, so let's say we wanted to turn Binance off and we want to look at Bittrex. So now Bittrex, so here we are. We just now looked at 2 different exchanges on the same platform without having those exchanges open. So it just showed me what the order books were like on Binance, and now I'm looking here at Bittrex. And you can also filter out the exchange. Well, if I had those on right there. You can also quick filter those out right here up at the top. So see, there's Upbit, and it shows me the bids for sales there. There's Bittrex, oops, excuse me, and Binance. And another neat thing is here. Okay, so let's pay attention to this section right here under this big green bar. So this is just reflecting what Binance has on its order book. So if I were to filter in Bittrex, you can see that kind of changed a little bit, and you can see some difference up here. So I think what this is doing is when you have all of these exchanges clicked on, for example, and it's getting a collective average, I think, of all the different exchanges showing, and it's reflecting those bids and asks there too. And you can see the spread has now changed because Binance had it at like 1 Satoshi, and now we're up here at a spread of 15 Satoshi. So you can see that per exchange as well. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay, so again, Binance has a 1 Satoshi spread. Bittrex has 4, so there's that small little arbitrage opportunity. You can buy it on one exchange, sell it at another up here for 278, for example. So you can buy it. Well, that might be a little bit different. So you can buy it at 276 on Binance and get 1 extra Satoshi sale on Bittrex if you sold it at 278. And Upbit has the largest spread of 26 Satoshi. So that's a big spread right there. Okay, so that's showing that arbitrage information there that we were looking at just a second ago. And one other thing, if you look over here, well, we'll do that back on this page here. So this market information, which is this next tab right here. So let's look at this. This is pretty neat too. So what this market information does is it scans the 3 different social media platforms, Twitter right here, and Reddit, and any news outlets that are putting out crypto-related news articles. So you can see in the green dot here, and then blue for Twitter and red for Reddit. So we can follow all news-related articles, and this is showing pretty much everything that has been coming out news-related as far as any cryptos. Twitter, so we can kind of scan and reflect what people are talking about on Twitter, and same for Reddit. So now we have show description and show comments up here at the top. So we can turn those off, and it'll show us the same information, but just show us the headlines of the titles. So if I were to click show description, you can see that change there, and it shows like a little summary, so to speak, of what that article is talking about. Same for comments over here on the Reddit side. You can see comment or 2 on each forum thread. So that's the market information, but you also see this information over here off to the right on the analytics page too. Now the other cool thing is, let me go back to the market tab here, is I can filter this by token. So let's do Ripple, for example, because Ripple is always highly talked about. So it'll filter out only news articles, only Twitter tweets, and only Reddit posts in relation to Ripple. So it'll block out all the extra noise. So if there is one particular coin that we want to follow, it's all right here across 3 different platforms, all on the same page. So I can look and search. See, this was as early as 6 hours ago, and we can scroll down. So now I can catch up on any news-related articles up to a couple days ago. Same for Twitter here. There's about 6 hours ago, and well, this is obviously much more talked about. Now the other cool thing is you can see that it highlights. So if I were to hover over the highlighted article, or even the tweet rather, and I want us to go see what people are talking about on this tweet, it brings me directly to there it is. It brings me directly to that link. So you can catch up and follow any coin. So we can even filter in, let's say Link. Link is another highly talked about one. So I want to throw in Chainlink also. So now I will see every news article, every tweet, and every Reddit post in regards to Ripple and Link. So see, there you are, Chainlink right there at the top. Here's another Chainlink, here's another Chainlink, and any news related articles that have XRP or Link in them, mentioned in them. Same for Reddit. So, and we can filter that as many times as we want. So this is really, really neat to keep up with this. Now, why is this extra, I guess, important or interesting to me? Is I remember a couple years ago, there was an article out about a guy a trader or something. He had a bot and this bot basically does what this platform does, is it scans markets for news articles and for information, and it actually places a buy or placed a buy based on that information, and made that guy $2 million. So here, I found the article and I just Googled it. So a web reading bot made millions on the option markets. Okay, so let's see, we can read a little bit of this right here. So quicker than any human seemingly could have done it, someone, or rather something, bought $110,000 worth of cheap options on Altera, a company that makes digital circuits. Over the next several minutes and until the end of the day, as human digested Mattioli's takeover rumor. So this was the news right here. So whoever this Mattioli person is was taking over the company. So based on that news, this stock price had rose, pumped, I guess as we say in the crypto world, and turned that guy's $110,000 worth of options into $2.4 million profits. And I remember when this happened. So that's why when I was going through and scanning here on this market information or whatever, and I was discussing with the team, with the Apex team, why this drew a lot of attention, is because I remember when this happened and I saw this article or read this an article on this several years ago. So that is one of the things that they are planning on implementing after a beta test rolls out into the mainnet. Is this platform, Apex, will allow users and traders to link up automated bots, trading bots, that can basically place buys and sells based off any of this analytic information. I'm not talking about just news. So again, so let's like Icon here for example, we can link up a bot, and if the bot, I guess, assumed that this was something bullish news or something as far as Icon went, it would automatically buy that asset for us. Or same off of the news, we can link it up to buy off of the news. Well, that's not crypto related, but that's Quentin Tarantino, so he gets a free pass anyways. But again, so this platform will allow us to link up bots in the future to basically make those trades for us. And we can also have those bots coded to trade, based on different spreads, maybe even some arbitrage opportunities. So they have some other things up their sleeve that they want to implement in the future as well. I mentioned earlier, we don't see it here as far as like wallet movements. Anybody that is moving large amounts of coins between wallets or two exchanges, they'll have that data up here as an option to shift through as well. Liquidations also as well. So there's a lot of different analytical things across the cryptocurrency market, and I believe traditional markets in the future as well will be added to this platform. So it's kind of a one-stop shop for all of your analytics, all on one place. So I know for us, or for a lot of people, if they're looking at order books on a particular coin, they have to have those different exchanges open at the same time. Here, this exchange does it, or not exchange, this is an exchange. This platform does it all on the same page here. So again, just as we saw with the news and Twitter and all of that stuff over here, we got it separately over here on the right as well, and with the same filters, so I can filter out any news. I'm going to throw in Twitter, so there's a tag right there for Twitter and Reddit, so I'm showing up my news, Twitter, and Reddit, just as we had on the market information page. But I can do it at the same time. I can also scan and watch all these different analytics populate. So that's Apex. That's Apex so far. Pretty neat little platform here. I'm really kind of pleased with how well they put this thing together. It's got a lot of information, a lot to digest, but I think it's a really great tool, especially with the notion that we can link up with API keys and have a bot installed to basically use this platform to create different trading strategies for us that way. So again, this is in beta phase. There will be, I think, for the next level, more in-depth detail analytics, there will be like a small charge. I think it's only like $12 a month or something, so it's not expensive at all. I think that's in the future though, and I'm not sure what other additional information or analytics will be uploaded to that. So this is in beta phase right now. So please keep that in mind if you play on this platform, as some of these numbers may be off or may not, reflect real-time information yet. So this could be lagged a little bit, but it's to give you some insight of what they are working on and what they're trying to do for in the future. It's got a lot of promise, and I really like how everything is all just in one place. Whether if I'm looking at news, scan, certain things on Twitter, if I'm looking, make a quick scalp on something for arbitrage, if I want to scan, different spreads between the order books on across different exchanges. I mean, it's got a lot of information already on here just for the beta, and of course they plan on adding more in the future after the mainnet. So give this a shot, check it out. You can go to, I'll drop a link in the description, and then you guys can do what you do with it, play on it, and let me know what you think.